pronounced, and it even has a different shape. I'm going to go closer. Get this to stay here. Okay, it's going back towards the left. It's not sure which way it's gonna go. It's going both ways, left and right. So it goes left then right, then left and right. I think it's hovering. That's what's happening. So I'm gonna continue with what I think it is. I think the entire thing is a ship of orbs. And it acts like a ship because it's moving around the sky. Yesterday I saw it for a brief moment. It was in front of the clouds were behind it, and I saw it just for like a few seconds. I didn't have the camera, but I watched it, and it went east, that's to the left, and it usually never does that. And then I followed it through the clouds as it went. I didn't take a video, but I watched it, and it just kept going east. And that's really unnatural for the moon to go east around here. So today it can't make up its mind where it's gonna go. So now it's standing pretty much in one spot. Before it was moving quite a bit. It goes through spurts. It moves a lot, then it doesn't. And then it moves in one direction and then the other, and then it moves even up or down. So I'm not gonna move it until I have to. I'm just gonna let it do its thing to see how it's moving and which way it's moving. It's holding position at the moment. The real moon would have already gone off the screen. There it goes. Oops, it's going in jumps. See it go. Look, look, look. I'm not touching the camera. It's powering up. Look, look. Okay, look at that. It's going to be a hexahedron pretty soon. Alright, I'm not touching the camera. I'm going to let it go right off the frame. That was a situation where it was powering up. That's why it got so bright all of a sudden. Now it's even brighter than it was before. Okay, so it's kind of stuck there. I'm just gonna move this over to get a closer look, see if I can pick up anything or if it's too bright. It's way too bright. Okay, it's way too bright. I can pick up some orbs inside, but it's really way too bright. Okay, and this is not the moon. It's nothing like the moon. It's not even a good representation of the moon, because now it's just a big light bulb up in the sky. That's all it is. And it's a bunch of orbs in their little orb ship making all that light from within the holographic image, which is a three-dimensional holographic image. So they're making all the light inside of it and shining it down on us. Just look at all that movement left and right. I'm not touching the camera. Just watch those orbs go moving, and that's the entire image is moving left and right. And just look at that orb right there, the white one. That's a pure plasma state. Look at that, back and forth, and sometimes real fast, At other times I gotta go get it. Sometimes real fast, at other times not moving at all. Or going the other way. Look, now it's going the other way. Okay, so don't make a mistake thinking this is the moon. I don't care how beautiful you think it looks like. This is not the moon, and it can never be the moon. The moon is gone. So I'm going to back off since we can't see anything because it's so bright. Okay. How bright it is, you have to back off. Let's see which way it goes. You would never see the real moon do that, go back and forth like that to the right and then to the left. It would never do that. Never. Okay, that's what I mean. This thing is a hologram of the moon, but in actuality it's an orb ship, and it's huge. And it's right over our heads. Talk about Big Brother, this is it. Just look at the motion and the movement, how jerky it is, and it's going back and forth. I haven't touched the camera. That's that thing doing it. Just powered up and it moves some. Look, even the color is changing from red to green. I'm gonna go get it. Look, it's from red to green. So the whole thing has really powered up and it's really bright. There's whole cities within that. They're orb cities. They make everything out of their own bodies or whatever they are. They use themselves for structure and making everything in there. They just use themselves. It's like a complicated web of life, but they make it themselves. They don't use materials or anything. The whole thing is just orbs. Notice how you can't even hardly see these parts anymore? They used to be so pronounced. Now there's so much light. Can't even see them. Look at all the orbs on it inside of the hologram, just like on the trees and in the air over here. It's the same situation. Look at all the orbs just flying around, and they all know where they're going. And that's the sad part. They're all intelligent and they all know where they're going. So many of them. No traffic jam, no collision, no angry disputes, no fighting amongst themselves, just cooperation. The whole thing is sheer cooperation, because you have to cooperate to put so many of them together in one place and have the thing run properly. If you don't cooperate, the whole thing would collapse. Yeah. So this is the part I want to get on film, even though it's very bright. Right there. Let's get it down lower. To show the domes, and those domes are made from orbs. And it's like having a city in there, but what that really is just a smaller orb ship than the entire moon hologram, because the whole thing is a ship, and these are just some medium-sized ships on it, and the little orbs are small-sized ships. And the white plasma units, they're power cells. They charge up their active clusters, and they charge up all the other orbs. See, that thing got even brighter than before. I want to see those orbs right here. Okay. Yeah, you can see those are ships. They're spherical. And they're ships, they're living ships, and large orb clusters. And you have black ones and you have white ones. And you have other colors too, but it's so bright you can't tell any other colors. Let's see this part. Okay, they're producing a lot of power right there. It's evident. And it's evident that there are other structures besides round. Look, that structure, hold on. Right here. Look, they look rectangular. And you can tell that, you see that orb fly by? That just took off. You can tell that those are rectangular structures there, and they're hovering above the surface. They're not on the surface. Look. Hold on. Those structures right there, they're not on the surface. They're in hover positions off the surface. Whatever the surface is just more orbs, but they have sort of a surface in the middle, and then these things are hovering above that, the center nucleus of it. Because these are the ships that are being used, and they're coming and leaving. And they have rectangular kinds too, not just orbs. Right there, those are rectangular. If I can just get it to show them. Right there. Yeah, there's the rectangular structure. Okay, that's a big ship. Right there, the whole thing. I can just get it to stay in one spot because this thing is so touchy. That whole thing there, I'm gonna back out just slightly. That whole horizontal thing there is a ship. And those black orbs are stacked up on top of each other, but they're in a hover position, all of them. So, since there's no gravity, I guess they can do that. I wish I had a better viewing screen than this little thing. It's hard to define things because of all the light. Okay, there's a little orb. That's a smaller ship, the white orb on the right hand side. And then there's a white orb on the top left hand side going towards the center. That's another one. And there's more right here. A whole cluster. So these things are intelligent. Look at all the orbs all over the place. Just trillions upon trillions every second. I don't know how many that would come out to be, but every second there's like trillions of them just passing by. That's how many of them are here. And this is on Earth. This is not out in space. This is in our atmosphere. This is not out in space. Just want to see which way it's gonna move. Okay, so right now it's moving towards the right. That's west. Those are just orb clusters. That's what those things are. The whole thing is a hologram, and it's basically transparent, except where you have large groupings